What pressure. Well, hello hackers, how is it going? It's going very well. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Richard to say that he was going to invest in Telefonica, which is the right place to put your money. And after that, thank you for being here. For today, I have a small presentation about what is my life in Telefonica, because I've been working in this the last 3 years. I'm the Chief Data Officer of Telefonica, the Global Chief Data Officer in Telefonica, and it's a quite long history. And the truth is that in Telefonica, we don't have a normal Chief Data Officer. If you think about a Chief Data Officer, probably you are thinking about doing things with data, about generating new business revenues, revenue streams with data. But internally in Telefonica, we have a unit which is a little different. We have two different areas. One which are business units, which is in green. 11 paths, which is our cybersecurity units. It's the business that we have selling cybersecurity to our customer. We create products, we deliver services, etc. The second one is Luca, which is a company that we created to help our customers to be data-driven, to transform the company and being data-driven. And the other two areas are Aura and For Platform, are internal units, are units to transform Telefonica into a different things. So why all these areas are together under the Chief Data Officer unit? Well, first of all, because we need security. This is a Windows machine, Windows 95. This is how you can hack a Windows 95. Look, let me put it again. How many of you have been working with Windows 95? You can cry when you see the screen. So, Windows 95 is touching your head. So this is, you don't know the password, so you go and click on Help button, then a tooltip, then print topic with the right button, a printer menu, properties, and you get it into the help again, and then you look for a topic, in this case, any topic, and once that you open that topic, it is a help file with the help viewer and with the file menu. Then you can open the file and look for your desktop and select the computer and right button, open, and you are into your Windows machine. So, okay, that's it. Nice. Well, don't think, if you think that today is more difficult to get into your system, you are wrong. Today there are a lot of techniques, a lot of tools, a lot of people searching for vulnerabilities, and a very small vulnerability will affect us a big way, no, big time. And probably you remember WannaCry and all the things that companies are suffering. So for us, cybersecurity is an important area, and we still create technology in the Chief Data Officer related to cybersecurity. The other part, probably you know, if you are in a path of being a data-centric company and putting the data in the middle of your decision and create technology based on the data, probably this graph is very familiar to you. No? In the bottom area, we have the data generators, which are our systems. In case of Telefonica, the network, the OSS, the system that help us to manage our business like CRM, ERP, etc. On the right side, products and services, devices, IoT, etc. All this technology, all these assets that we have into Telefonica are generating data, but it's raw data. We need to process, manipulate, and generate insight from that data. So we need to create, first of all, we need to understand the data. We need people to understand what is this data about, and because of that, we need data analysts. Then we need to create automate system, but it's not enough having a batch file, a batch program that we run once a week to know exactly what are the best customer or the best services. We need this to be part of our technology. So we need to create tools and to empower our customers, our employees to use data as a part of their work. And after that, if we have all that data under control, we can generate a lot of things that are going to help us to reduce money, to reduce investment in network, to create new revenue streams, or to encourage our customers to feel better with the data they are generating into Telefonica. This look nice, but if you think in the amount of things that you need to do to put this into practice in your company, you probably know that it's very, very, very difficult. And we started this way 3 years ago. 3 years ago, we had that vision. We wanted to do that. We wanted to generate a new way of working with the data, a new way of understanding the data, and put the data in the middle of everything. That was a problem, because when Telefonica started to talk about the data and the data privacy and giving the value of the data to our customers back, etc., we had a lot of media troubles. Actually, when I was talking about data at that time, my PR team was completely out of control. They preferred to have discussion like, what picture is better for you, Chema, with a beanie hat or with beanie hat? So that's better. So let's change the discussion to another. Without beanie hat? With beanie hat? Right? We did this exactly the same. So if you go to the website of Telefonica and search for the executive committee, you will discover that picture instead of the other. Well, actually, data is good, and I used to say that data is something that is improving our life. Human beings are better when they are surrounded with the people that knows the most about them. Your family, your friends, they know everything that is bad on you, but they are using that data to help you. They are using all the knowledge that they have about you to make your life better, and you are happy. You are happy. You are not going away from the people that knows the most about you. But when you are a company and you are talking about data, you have a lot of troubles, because you are supposed to be the evil, and you need to explain basic stuff. And the first thing that I needed to do is to explain what is the difference about data. And data is good in every single layer of this path. So, of course, we have personal data. My name is John. I'm 27 and I go to London on Mondays at 7 a.m. This is personal data, and this is something that should be protected and is under the control of our customers. And we need to take care of that data, because if not, we can put our customers into trouble. And probably you are able to remember some breaches that cause people commit suicide because the data that was published affected in their personal life. So personal data is something that we need to protect. Then we have anonymous data, and should be anonymous, real anonymous. No, okay, I'm removing this, but I have this data source that I can plug together and get information about the person itself. Again, no, that's not anonymous. Should be anonymous. And we are removing all information that is pointing directly to one person. Then we have aggregated data, which is, okay, we are 100 people under 30 and go to London Mondays at 7 a.m. Then we need to extrapolate that data that we have to the total population of one area, which is our case when we are analyzing data from mobile devices. And then you have insights, information that is answering you a question using data. And it's good. You can do a lot of things with insights. You can predict what is going to be the air quality, mixing the data of people moving around the city and the air quality data that you have from the IoT sensor in the city, and you can predict what is going to be the air quality. You can predict, for instance, what is going to be the impact in the economy of cutting the traffic of 2 streets. You can predict how is going to be the movement of people if you create a new train station in one area. You can predict how is going your business depending on where are people coming to your mall or whatever. There are a lot of information that can be used. Actually, we use it in a lot of services, even with the cycling team. This is quite nice. We have all data for all the riders, and they even don't know that we are analyzing every single movement that they do on the bike. That day I was explaining how was one of the races in the team, and they were completely surprised how the data knows exactly how they are performing every single second. And there's quite nice. There are two different areas that are impressive. One is the red area. We call that area blood taste, because if the rider is in that area, he is tasting blood in the mouth. And the second one is the black area, and it's the no coverage area. You cannot talk to him. They are not going to answer you anything. So it's quite impressive. And we are helping a lot of businesses with a company, which is Luca, which is helping them to do exactly what we are doing into Telefonica. So when we were with this vision about being data-centric and generate a new lot of new stuff using data, we needed to face that we are that company. We are a 94 years old company today, and at the same time that we were 93, we were on a Facebook event talking about artificial intelligence, etc. And it's very complex to put artificial intelligence in a wireline today, believe me. It's very, very complex. And if you go to a company and ask for help to be data-centric, it's very easy. It's going to put a whiteboard, and everything is perfect. You just need to install a big data infrastructure here with Hadoop, an AP gateway, and use data governance tool, etc. But the main problem is that you already have a company, and that company cannot be stopped. So I needed to hack Telefonica, trying to figure out how to change everything at the same time that they continue doing their business. So I created something very nice that I call the Daisy Flower strategy. It's nice, with a marketing name, Daisy Flower strategy. And in the end, I needed my people from Brazil, from Peru, from Chile, from Argentina, to do something to change the way they were working into a new model. And the only way that I thought it was possible was to create something like a game, a gamification strategy. So I needed all of them to normalize the data. I needed to know exactly what is the data that we had in Telefonica, and I needed to make that data available. I needed to put all the data into Telefonica in a normalized way with the right APIs to get access to the data and create technology. So in order to do that, I created something that I called the jewels, and the jewels were internal use cases, tools that were helping our business people to take out the most of the data without knowing anything about machine learning, deep learning, etc. So they were tools like smart marketing, device recommender, next best action, etc. Very nice, a web page, point and click, and you can generate knowledge from the data. The only thing that they needed to do is to normalize the data for that tool. So in exchange, I'm giving to you a jewel, but you need to normalize this set of data. And then I'm giving to you another jewel, but you need to normalize this set of data. That was the way we were normalizing the data into the whole Telefonica. That means that a client name is exactly the same in all the countries. And I needed to explain it very well to all people, and sometimes it's very complex. So I asked two of my people from my team, and one is from London, to explain this in a very simple way. It's ready for top executive management, don't worry. And this is the video.
As you know, Telefonica possesses a wide range of technologies, services, and applications. Our three main platforms are different from country to country, and this involves a great complexity. Each of these platforms is generating data, but each one uses its own data models and manages the data in a different way. It's as if each one is speaking its own language. And this doesn't seem very efficient for a data-centric company, does it? With the digitalization work that we've done on these three platforms in the recent years, we've achieved an ecosystem of very robust platforms that offer excellent digital services. But this isn't enough. Our clients are asking for even more. In order to achieve the speed and agility that our clients are demanding, it's important that all our technology within Telefonica speaks the same data language. By this, we mean that each piece of data, be it a client's name or physical identifier, an antenna's signal, or the position of a mobile device connected to our network, is stored and processed in exactly the same way in every part of the group. To do this, we've been working with big data teams to build the fourth platform, a layer that allows the whole group to speak the same language. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about the fourth platform, but I do want to talk about two of its fundamental parts. Firstly, the Unified Reference Model, the URM. This is the data model with which we store exactly the same information in exactly the same way around the world. But as well as agreeing on how we store the data, we also have to decide how we'll use it. And the common model for working with this data is what we call the fourth platform's API. When we incorporate these pieces, the URM and the API, into all our services, products, and applications, we'll all be speaking the same data language. But what impact does this have? Having built this common layer, we're now capable to build on top of it technology and applications that work globally. And by working globally, we mean that you can build it once, and then they work everywhere across the Telefonica group. You don't have to reinvent the wheel each time, which gives us agility. At an internal level, we can develop things that allow us to generate efficiencies. For example, analytical models that allow us to better manage our network and its deployment, or a churn prediction system. And for our clients, we're able to build things that revolutionize the way we interact with them. For example, services such as our new global app and smart Wi-Fi, or even something as innovative as an artificial intelligence. In summary, in order to offer our clients the agility they expect from us at a global level, and to truly be a data-centric company, we need to speak the same language of data across Telefonica. In order to achieve this, each new product, service, or app that we make in the future has to be built on the same common Telefonica language. That's to say that it incorporates the fourth platform's URM and API. This is what allows us to build technology solutions just once and use them globally, solutions that generate internal efficiencies and revolutionize the way we interact with our clients, such as Aura and our new global app.
Well, that was the idea. Very easy to understand. Everybody understood raise your hand? Yeah, it's very easy. Well, if you don't have that data strategy built on your company, new technology is going to be on the wrong direction, because you are going to create a new silo with a new provider, with a new app, with a new amount of data which is completely disconnected from the rest of the company. So, and it's the tough part. It's the plumbing stuff that you need to put into your company if you want to create cool stuff. If not, we are lost. And if you look for the big companies like Netflix, Facebook, Amazon, Google, etc., all of them are data-centric. All of them have the data in the middle of the company, or in the core of the company, and we wanted to do that. And one of the ways that we use to improve our data-centric strategy, which is the most important is the data-centric strategy, not the artificial vision, was Aura. And Aura is something like this. I love Clippy. Clippy is, I'm very big fan of Clippy. He was one of the first digital assistants. He was helping you to do things on Office, on your Office application. And then we discovered new digital assistant, Siri, that helps you to do everything that you can do in your iPhone. Or Cortana, that helps you to do everything that you can do in your Windows machine, not Windows Phone anymore. Alexa, which is exactly the same with third party, and Google, which is exactly the same with the Android ecosystem. All of them are helping you to do things in an easy way on that schemas, on that environment. But no one of them will do anything for our customers in Telefonica if we are not able to provide the data and provide the right APIs. They don't have access to our data. They don't have access to our APIs. We needed to do that. And then we can integrate it with them. But we need to do that by ourselves. And then I draw this for my team, and I said, OK, this is what we are going to do. This is the consultancy services that I hired. That it was me and a friend in a napkin in a bar. But it's in the end that we created. As you can see, we have the first platform, first, second, and third platform that we have into Telefonica, the physical assets, the IT system, the digital products and services. All of them are generating data. And then we are going to put all the data in a big data infrastructure using the daisy flower strategy, as you can see on the left corner. Then we are going to normalize the data. We are pushing the data through a data quality model. And once that we have the data, let's create something that at the beginning we called the personal data bank, but in the end we called personal data space. That is the place in which every single customer of Telefonica has all their data. So we put that data into Telefonica, and then our customers can talk to Telefonica and can manipulate their personal data and can use Telefonica services using natural language. At the beginning, I called this project YOT. That means you on Telefonica. But in the end, we replaced the name for Aura. And the idea is quite simple. You can talk to YOT using any channel. Channel is not that important. You talk to YOT using natural language, and then you can manipulate your personal data space, and you can even take away your data. You can use it take it away when you move from Telefonica to another telco, which is the worst idea on earth. And of course, you can use things. You can increase the way you are interacting in your digital life through third parties using your data. That was the strategy. We created Aura, and we launched Aura. And Aura I used to say that Aura is the interface. In the end, creating technology is quite simple. You need three different things. First one is data. The second one is the logic of the application. And the third one is the interface. We've been doing this with a lot of applications all our lives. We've been using a web page, clicking on buttons. That's the interface. Then that information connects to a backend, which is using an HTTP in a web server protocol. And after that, you are storing data in a database, an Oracle database, SQL Server database, or whatever. Three different parts. Aura is the first one. It's the interface. It's an interface, a cognitive interface that we used to say that is the way people is going to interact with technology. We believe in Telefonica that we've been learning technology interfaces for long. And it's time to change that. It's time for technology to learn the human interfaces. And because of that, we put a lot of focus on cognitive services. And we are not creating cognitive services. Today, it's very easy to consume cognitive services. It's like buying ears or buying mouths from third party. You can use it into your technology. And that's the strategy that we have for Aura. So we have different channels that are giving us a physical signal. That physical signal could be voice or could be text or whatever. Then we have a natural interaction module, because we believe that giving our customers only one choice is a bad idea. So if you want to talk, you can talk. If you want to text, you can text. If you want to point and click, you can point and click, whatever. So we use cognitive services that are based in deep learning technology with the neural networks or whatever, but we are not building up that services. We are consuming that service. And then we try to recognize the intent. What is the intent of this customer talking to Aura? Well, the intent could be information about my bill. I want to get information about the TV program that is going to be aired tonight. I want to know in which channel the soccer match is going to be aired. I want to know why this is happening to my router or whatever. Personal information, general information, whatever. Once that we recognize the intent, this is like a baby. If you have a baby and he has only 2 years old, he's only 2 years old, probably he doesn't understand very well all the commands that you are telling, but you are teaching your baby. We are doing exactly the same. We recognize all the intents, and some of the intents we are not able to process. So we have people, Josera is here, is going to be in the panel later, that are analyzing exactly what our customers want Aura to be. So once that we recognize the intent, it's easy. There's no magic. You need to create the answer to that intent. You need to code the logic of the application that you want to run internally into Telefonica. No one is going to be part of you and saying, OK, Alexa is going to do it for you. No, you need to code. You need to create that process. And we are doing that action using the data that we have in the Ford platform, which is based in the URM and the API gateway that allows us to do whatever in our system. And the magic is that abstraction layers allows us not to worry about the system in every country. So in the end, if you think about an artificial intelligence, we have the interaction part, which is, in this case, is cognitive. Then we have the understanding part, which is the intent recognition module. Then we have people teaching Aura. Then we have the reasoning area in which we know exactly what our customer wants, and we need to do something. So we're reasoning, planning, learning in our memory. That's something very important. In the Ford platform, we are not only storing data, we are storing data and insights from the data that we have about our customers. If our customer is always buying an iPhone, we are not going to offer an Android device. So that kind of information is also stored in the Ford platform. And then we have the interacting part with the rest of the world, the execution area, the feeling, which are the data in a raw format that we are receiving, and something that for us is important, the moral, what is going to happen. So we put some controls in that area because we don't want a third party stealing data from our customer or stealing insight from our customer, and we don't want Aura to be charging extra costs to our customers in an irregular manner. So we have a module that is analyzing what is happening in the network with the data of our customer. And it's not magic, it's just creating technology. So this is the first prototype that we did it internally. It's
Alexa, open Aura.
Hi, Jose.
Can you suggest anything to watch tonight?
You could watch Hawaii 5-0 on Fox at 1800 hours.
Alexa, open Aura.
Hi, Jose. How can I help?
I want to top up 2 gigabytes.
Your new data allowance is 2 gigabytes.
Alexa, ask Aura why is my data connection so slow?
You've used
because
all of
it's
your
not in
data
Telefonica.
allowance for this month. I can top it up for you. How about 1 gigabyte?
That'd be great.
Your new data allowance is 1 gigabyte.
Well, that's the idea. Once that you have Aura, you can talk using different channels. Here in the UK, we are having a new app that we are testing with some customers, which is O2 Ask. And also, there are some of the features that Aura has into Amazon Alexa. But you can put Aura in every channel. This is another prototype that we did. It's an internal video. Jot.
Hello, good morning.
Hey.
Can you show my services?
Here are listed your services.
Well, that's the idea. The idea is you can, our target is talk to technology and get things done in real time. It doesn't matter if you are using voice, or you can point and click as that video, or Facebook Messenger. We put it Aura into Facebook Messenger. I don't know, I can play the video, but it's just exactly the same. It's just a channel sending to Aura a signal. In this case, it's test using Facebook, and you can do exactly the same. Every interface is different, and we are taking advantage of the capabilities that every channel has. So, for instance, we here in Facebook Messenger is a bot service, and we can put some option to click. So we use it because people need to be the one that selects the way to interact with us. So we started with this journey, and we decided to test it in real with customer after the announcement in Mobile World Congress 1 year ago. And we tested in one of our shops. This is in Spanish, so this is in Spanish. Can you reduce the... Okay. So we tested in Spanish, and we put it into this fancy technology that we have. And the idea is that we were integrating everything. So every single customer from Telefonica can go to the shop and using their mobile phone and using Mobile Connect authenticate themselves. So the idea is that, okay, I want to test Aura. What's your phone number? This is my phone number. Then using Mobile Connect, you receive a message in your phone number, and you click on it. And then Aura connects to your personal data space, because Aura knows that you are you, and then provide you all services into Telefonica. Here, we were testing the bill information, TV content, etc. And we realized that the thing that people liked the most was exactly this: control TV and putting things into TV. So you can control with Aura TV and the Wi-Fi router and the invoice. And one of the girls that was with, it was a couple, they were making jokes about living here. Okay, we can be living here because the movie is going to start. So we received a lot of feedback from our customers about how to use Aura, and we started to change the point of view that we have with Aura. At the beginning, it was a jewel to help us to normalize the data. Then we realized that it could generate revenues and savings for Telefonica if people start to ask things to Telefonica instead of making a call to the contact center. And then we realized that we can use Aura for increase the knowledge that our customer have from our services. Most of them, they didn't know that they were able to put every single movie on Telefonica in original version and with subtitles, and that you can put it from the beginning, every live TV program that you are watching. So if you are late and the program started, you can say, okay, put it again from the beginning. And we realized that people love that way. So we started to work in another stream. First of all, we launched Aura in 6 countries using different channels, letting our customers to select what is the thing that they want to use. And as you can see, we have generic answer, data usage, bundle, billing queries, balance, hand over to an agent, issue management, Wi-Fi management, upsell, cross-sell. But we are still increasing the number of use cases. All of them are not available in all the countries. We need to normalize the data and the APIs in every single country before we can launch one use case of Aura. But the good thing is that the structure is working. We are helping our baby to grow out. And we are analyzing every month how people are using Aura, and it's incredible how the line is growing up faster and faster. So every month, every quarter, the number of users increase and the number of conversations with Aura increase. So we decided to go further, and we realized that Telefónica is the first tech provider at home in many countries. We are providing technology at home in a lot of different areas. In TV, in which we are providing our own content, we are generating content, but also we are providing Netflix and Amazon Video. We are providing the Desktop TV, which is a 4K with 4K technology, and also the remote control, allowing users to manage TV in an easy way. We are providing the Wi-Fi infrastructure, not only the router, but also the amplifier, all the bridges that you need, etc. We are providing wireline phone with ultra broadband, with fiber. We are providing IoT products and services, etc. Mobile comms that are part of the bundle. Right now, if you are a Telefónica customer in Brazil, in Chile, in Peru, you have the mobile into the bundle. And then we have the video conference and Aura. And making work all together was the main target, the main goal. And one of the things that we realized into Telefónica is that we have one of the things that are the most important for generating a business at home, which is a privileged spot in the middle of your living room. Most of our customers have a small table close to the couch, close to the main table with the wireline phone. And we thought that if we were able to replace that wireline phone for something new that controls everything, it would be a great idea. And we started to work in that, something that we call Movistar Home, which is a smart display device, but it's not a smart display device itself. It is connected to TV, it is connected to the wireline phone, it is connected to the video conference, it is connected to the Wi-Fi router, it is connected to the IoT devices, etc. So you can receive a video conference and put that video conference into the big screen on your living room, which is the TV, or you can talk to Aura and open apps on your TV, and you can manipulate your wireline phone, etc. So all together in one single place. And we did some nice experiences. This is a video, is in Spanish.
Ok, Aura, enciende la luz.
It's in Spanish, just it's a video trying to explain what is the communications module. Of course, it's a smart display. You can have video conference with your traditional number. You don't have to open an account or whatever is your traditional number, and you can move it to TV. It's not magic. We are using the Desktop 4K that we have with HDMI connection to TV. So we connect to it, but in the end, it's a wireline phone, because we want to be in the relevant spot that wireline phones have today in our customers' home. So we launched this commercial ready 18th of October. It's one of our top priorities. We launched this week an early adopters program to let our 5,000 early adopters to get access to it. And the idea is that when we test it, we got a surprise. This is the video. Movistar Home. Creemos que es el momento en el que la tecnología aprenda los interfaces de los humanos, y por eso hemos creado Movistar Home para reinventar las comunicaciones y la televisión en el hogar gracias al poder de Aura.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. ¿Te apetecería conocer Movistar Home?
Sí, vale.
Sí, ya lo conozco, lo he visto en los anuncios.
A través de Movistar Home puedes hablar con Aura, que es el asistente virtual que te va a gestionar la televisión, el teléfono y la red wifi.
Que yo la tengo que hablar.
Claro, tienes que decirle OK Aura.
Ok, Aura, ponme una película de acción.
He encontrado varios contenidos de cine de acción.
Ahí lo tenemos.
Ya lo tenemos.
Ok, Aura, pon la 1.
Claro.
Lo entiende perfectamente.
Perfectamente.
Una película de terror.
He encontrado varios contenidos de cine de terror.
Ok, Aura, pónmelo en la tele.
Claro.
¿Puedo pedir algo de la televisión?
Puedes pedir lo que quieras.
Dime qué ponen esta noche en Antena 3.
Estos son los contenidos que se emitirán en Antena 3 próximamente.
¡Qué bueno!
Ok, Aura, recomiéndame series.
Echa un vistazo a estos contenidos.
Y ahora elijo la que yo quiero.
Mira, pues esta, por ejemplo.
Esa.
¿Cuándo es la próxima carrera de coches?
Mira, hay varios eventos de motor interesantes.
Qué bueno, o sea que entonces con esto casi puedes prescindir del mando.
¿Queréis probar alguna cosilla? Podéis encender y apagar las luces también.
Enciende la luz. ¿Qué vas?
Esto está genial, ¿eh?
Pues me ha encantado.
¿Te ha gustado?
Sí.
Por ejemplo, a mi madre le va a encantar.
¿Sí os gusta?
Sí,
Es increíble.
la verdad es que sí.
Bueno, ahora, pues nada, a ver si nos conocemos algún día, ¿eh?
Pues sí, muchas gracias.
Nada, a ti. Venga, nos vemos.
Tengo el... Well, that's the idea is that it's connected to all Telefonica services. So for us, it's easy to integrate the experiences. And we are thinking about the future. And we believe that we created a computer at home in Telefonica. We have the screen, we have the mouse, which is the remote. We have one speaker, we have a second speaker, we have a second screen, which also allows us to type things, user, password, whatever that you need. You can use voice. Also, we have content that are like the default games. We have TV series, content from Netflix, etc. We have Aura controlling everything. We have personal comms. We have the mobile and also the peripherals, which are the IoT devices. And we are working in a new way of thinking about the home. The home is not the place in which we are providing technology. The home is right now the place in which we created a platform to run experiences, to run one experience in which you can buy things from your coach saying, okay, Aura, open my favorite online shop, and then you have the big screen, the big TV, and say, okay, search for milk. And you have 3 options, and you say, okay, the first one, how many units? 5 units, that's it. So we believe that that's the way customers are going to have e-commerce at home in the future. To order a pizza, okay, Aura, open my favorite pizza shop, online shop, and you have the offers on TV and say the first one, but I want extra cheese or whatever, and that's it. So that's the thing we are working on Telefonica. And that's all. Thank you very much for your attention. 2 minutes.
Fantastic. And so we can ask a couple of questions of you because we want to take this opportunity. But while the audience thinks about questions, let me ask you one just quickly. You said that you had to hack Telefonica to get them to do this. Does every company need someone like you and the hat? I'm just wondering, you know.
No, I don't think so. Actually, my boss used to say that his main job is to protect me against the... No, I think that not every company needs to have a culture of change. Okay. And sometimes it's very complicated to do that. And one of the things that I used to complain against big companies, big corporations, are that they want to do the digital transformation, they want to be digital, they want to use technology as a main attractor or as a main asset to increase the revenues, etc. And they don't have people that really understand technology on the board. And you go to the board and say, economist, lawyer, economist, lawyer, one physics. And not in the board, not in the executive committee. And I think that companies need to understand very well technology and to put a culture of change internally.
So get rid of the accountants, shoot the lawyers, and get some technologies in.
Correct.
Technologists in. Okay. Does that work? That sounds like big companies. Does that work down to small companies? Can small companies get an aspect of this benefit as well?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
For them, it is easier to do that kind of stuff. One of the things, if we weren't so big, so huge company, probably we could do this in half of the time that we are investing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions from the audience? Please put up your hands. We're going to get a mic to you, Aaron. If you could tell us who you are.
Thank you. I'm Aaron Bosun Patel, Vice President of AI at TM Forum. Just wondering, 80% of the world's data has been created in the past 2 years, yet only 2% of that is analysed and is useful. So what's Telefonica doing to understand what data to collect and to use rather than just collecting great massive data that's unusable and you can't get any insights into?
Yeah, very, very good question. And I have a big concern about that because one of the things that companies used to do when they decide to be data-centric is worried about storing everything from the beginning. Okay, let's store the data, and after that, let's try to analyze. For us, if we can put the slides again, 1 second, please. That part is very important. As you can see, the first thing that I said is that we need people to understand data before starting to create that infrastructure. So in Telefonica, we did an investment and we bought a company. It was Synergy Partner, trying to accelerate and to understand better the data and the value of the data. And after that, we started to store the data with a normalized way, with a URM, etc. Because we didn't want to store all the data and after that, doing nothing with them.
Any other questions from the audience? Yes, there's one here.
Hi, I'm Mark Simpson from a software company in the UK, GW. Aura is very much, the motivation is about consumer experience there, and Telefonica have got lots of different departments, 100,000 plus users. I bet they all want to get at that data and want to get at the usage of data for their own motivations. So sales and marketing, pushing growth within Telefonica, pushing new services. Is there anything being done on the balance between consumer experience and then kind of corporate aims to, of sales and marketing? And is the usage of the data owned by you as well as the creation and storage of the data? So the APIs as well as the data? Yeah, well, it's true that you need to put the focus in the most important for your company. And there are a lot of use cases that you can do. Can I have the daisy flower strategy again on the screen? Okay. We knew that because we needed all people to push in the same direction. So when we were starting about the jewels, as you can see, we have business case, internal case, give the data back case, because in Telefonica, we were very vocal about giving the data to our customers. And then there is a black one, which is in the middle, which is Aura, something that is global, is helping us. And we needed to balance all the different technology that we were creating with data internally into Telefonica, some for marketing, some for sales, some for network planning, some for customer experience, products, etc. And it's a difficult balance, because in the end, you are spending all the money, all the resources that you have, and you need to split in small pieces, and some of them are transformational and not generating revenues, and you need to balance that. And today in Telefonica is something which is part of our culture. We know that if we have the URM, you can generate whatever you need it. And one of the good things is that I'm the global chief data officer, and every OB has the local chief data officer. They can generate any technology that they want if that technology is using the URM and the APIs of the FOR platform. So that is giving us a speed. So do you govern the usage of the APIs in your team, in the data team? Is it the data team who decide
who can use the APIs for what purpose?
Yeah, there is a data government model, and depending on the country and the local CDO, so the structure is a little more complex because we have regulation in every country, etc. But one important thing is that, as you can see, data is stored in the countries. We are not taking the data to the globe. So the data is in the countries.
So it's complicated, you need governance, but you need some local autonomy. I think that summarizes it, correct?
Correct.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your insight. Fantastic.
Thank you
very much indeed.